Alexa, turn garage on.
Okay.
Hi, I'm John. Welcome to my shop. But before we get into that, this is where it all started. So a couple years ago, I found this Salvaging in Arizona website about this cop who's retired and is scrapping. And his name is Steve. And this is a fantastic channel. And in a way, he is a mentor. He is the reason that got me into this because I am doing a lot of what he's doing. So I started YouTubing a little bit, and as you can see here, I had a little shop area set up, and what you don't see is why I'm not there anymore. So if you can look to the right, there's a little door there. I'm literally in an 8x8 shed. I live in Las Vegas. It gets hot. And I lived in an area where the HOA did not approve of any of this. They didn't approve of the filming. They didn't, so you can't show any of your neighbors' houses. You can't have any of the scrap on your driveway. And so I kind of did this in secret, if you will. And it was very cumbersome. It was uncomfortably warm. And it was okay while it was okay. Then I decided that I just couldn't be there anymore. So I started to look for somewhere else to live. In the process of that last year, I had a cash offer on my house on the basis that I was out in 3 days. And I took the check, and ran. That landed me in a hotel for a couple weeks because I didn't have anywhere to go. Then I found the house that I'm in now. And the house that I'm in now has no HOA. I have a gate where I can drive my van into the backyard. I have all the time in the world now to sort things and to handle things, and it's a much different environment. So let's go back to that. So out of the back door here in the garage, I can access this. It's a little bit bigger than my 8x8 shed. The end of last year, I purchased this trailer, and that has been a godsend. I can hook it up to my van, and I can carry a much larger load. I have this covered patio back here, so in the summertime, it keeps me out of the direct sun. I can work back there, watch TV, and if it's raining, I can go out there also. A lot of times it's still warm when it's raining here. Another little table back here. I tend to work back in this corner anywhere that there's fluids that might be involved. That way I can clean it up easy and it's isolated to one part of the property. I'm working on sorting out the metals. So all the tube metals go to the left. I have this Outback building, still work in progress. This is eventually going to be my shop. And it needs a lot of work. It needs electricity. It's going to need a mini split. I have the mini split sitting in there. Just need to get it installed. I have a lot more room here. No HOA. So I'm going to focus more on accumulating, on taking things apart more completely, not being in a hurry, and just enjoying my life. In a couple weeks, it'll be a year since I've been here, and I've really been focusing on the process of what is scrapping to me. And scrapping to me for what I do is just taking the stuff apart and sorting it correctly as best as possible, optimizing the loads. That's why I got the trailer, and not being in a big hurry without an HOA breathing down my neck. I have all the time in the world. So I don't want to be a collector that never gets rid of these things. At the same time, I don't need to run to the yard every time that I get a refrigerator like I used to. I used to work just out of the van. When the van was full, I had to go to the yard because I couldn't pick up anymore, because I couldn't unload it because of the circumstances of my old place. So life is a lot easier. It's a lot slower, more intentional. A little bit of Henry David Thoreau there at you. And so I'm going to record videos that are going to be short, shouldn't be any longer than 15 minutes. I want them to be educational as much as possible. I'm in the IT field, so computers are really my thing. I can speak to a lot of things that I didn't know when I first started. For instance, when I find a computer and you take the memory out, I used to take it to the scrapyard. But now there's places like BoardSort where you can send that memory to Ohio and they'll cut you a check. The last box I sent was $500. It's totally worth it. And I can show you how to do that. And I can show you how I do it as I do it. I'm also involved with watching other videos, other people like Salvaging in Arizona. You know, Steve. Hey, Steve. Steve got me into this. I love Steve. And I watched Thumbprint and Dumpster Marcus and Scrap It All. And there's other guys out there that I do watch that I will be talking about when they have good stuff. And I always want to promote all of what they're doing. And I'll put links anytime I mention anybody, I'll put a link down in the comments because they're really the big guys, if you will, in this area. I'm more of just a hobby enthusiast. And when I think about it, you know, I could spend my time doing a lot of things. And this to me is about the best thing for me because I can do it at my own pace. I have space now to set things out. I have projects, unending projects. I have a lot of space. And you may have a larger yard than I do, especially if you live in a non-metropolitan area. But the space I have is so much larger than I ever used to have before. And with nobody breathing down your neck, it's really, really easy. So some of the things that I want to talk about are things that I've learned, such as when I take dryers apart, some of the bins make excellent storage containers. Aluminum dishwashers, metal, you know, the metal casing, not the plastic ones. Those make fantastic storage containers. And I really want to just show the things that I've learned and learn from you all because, you know, this is a never ending educational adventure doing all this sort of stuff. And I love to watch people like Scrap It All do all the micro scrapping. So for what I'm doing, I have a little table in the garage set up and I have a TV out there. I like to watch TV. I like to have the ambient noise. You know, just want to hang out. And so to have music or TV is really important to me. And so I can do all the little micro scrapping things in the garage. I have a place out back where I can take the sealed units out of refrigerators and all, you know, that type of thing. And I have plenty of storage, covered storage. So the good stuff is not sitting out in the sun or the rain collecting dirt and debris. I moved further away from the yard that I really like to go to. So I still go there when I have a bigger load. The trailer can hold 2,000 pounds. My van, I can squeeze 900 pounds in there. So I can do a decent sized load with what I have now. And there's another yard that's closer, and I get better pricing on some things. And I found not too far down the street, meaning about 100 miles, near one of my clients in Arizona, actually right behind one of my clients in Arizona, is a vendor that will take the boards, computer boards and power supply boards, as long as they're green. And most brown ones for the most part, he said. But as long as they're green, they'll take them. They take them by the ton. I don't have that much, but as I go to visit my clients, I can stop by there and offload those for a better price. So for me, it's more about meaningful distribution after I've disassembled these. And I couldn't be happier. And I want to share that with you all. And I hope that it's something that you can learn from. And if you see something I'm doing that you do better, please tell me. I'm all about the education. So until next time, thanks for coming by. Thanks for spending some time with me today. If there's a particular item you'd like to see me break down, recycle, or explain, leave it in the comments and it may become a future video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.